The Galactic Council was a vast interconnected body made up of species from across the galaxy, each with its own customs, technology, and ways of life. Many of these species had met countless others throughout millennia, with each new encounter either becoming another chapter of exploration or one of domination. However, when they first heard about humanity, about Earth, the Council members were skeptical, dismissing the humans as nothing more than a primitive species trying to punch above its weight. The Zunara, a highly advanced race known for their intellectual prowess and careful diplomacy, were among the first to observe Earth's progress. They watched with curiosity as the humans developed technology that enabled them to travel between stars, albeit with relatively crude methods. Yet even with their limited resources, the humans had begun to explore beyond their solar system. The Zunara were puzzled. A species so new to space travel shouldn't have been able to survive long enough to make such advancements. Still, they decided to observe and perhaps offer assistance in the future. It was during one such observation that a Zunaran scout ship, Marath, came into close proximity with a human exploration vessel. This was the first real contact they had with the humans. It was a minor encounter, no more than a brief exchange of signals, but it left the Zunara with more questions than answers. Commander Lyra, a seasoned diplomat, sat in the command chair aboard Marath. Her large silver eyes flicked across the data on the control panels, showing the human ship in front of them. A modest spacecraft, barely more than a glorified shuttle by Zunara standards, yet it had the gall to approach without caution. "What do you think of them?" one of her officers asked, his voice a mix of curiosity and concern. "They are different," Lyra replied, her tone laced with uncertainty. "Their technology is primitive, yet their resolve is remarkable. The way they push forward, despite all odds, is unlike anything we've seen. Shall we make contact?" the officer inquired. Lyra hesitated. She had expected that a human encounter would be chaotic, confusion, fear, and violence. Instead, she sensed a quiet determination from the humans. She made her decision. "We will initiate contact, but we will proceed cautiously." When the communication link was opened, the face of a human officer appeared on the screen. He had short dark hair and a calm expression, though his eyes betrayed an alertness that Lyra couldn't quite place. His voice, when he spoke, was firm and confident. "This is Captain Walker of the Endeavor. Who am I speaking to?" Lyra exchanged a glance with her crew before responding. "I am Commander Lyra of the Zunara, a member of the Galactic Council. We are monitoring your species' progress and would like to establish a peaceful dialogue." Walker raised an eyebrow, but his demeanor remained steady. "Understood, Commander. We're still learning how to navigate this vast galaxy, but we've been making strides. I'm sure we can find common ground." Lyra was taken aback. She had expected human interactions to be full of uncertainty, maybe even fear of the unknown. Instead, this captain was composed, almost as if he were dealing with another member of the Council rather than an advanced race like the Zunara. "We have studied your species," Lyra began. "Your technology is still in its infancy, yet you have shown resilience. What is it that drives you to continue forward despite these limitations?" Captain Walker's lips twitched into a faint smile. "We've always been driven by the need to explore. Humanity has a long history of overcoming obstacles, whether those are physical, social, or technological. We don't stop, no matter how hard things get. We're willing to face challenges head-on, and we always try to find a way through." Lyra's eyes narrowed slightly. There was an odd intensity in the human's words. She had met species that valued exploration, yes, but none had articulated it so simply and forcefully. It was a quality she could appreciate, though she found it unsettling. "Your confidence is admirable," Lyra said, but she quickly shifted to another concern. "However, the galaxy is not a peaceful place. Many species view each other with suspicion, and war is a constant threat. How do you plan to survive in a galaxy full of such dangers?" Walker didn't flinch. "We'll find a way, just like we always have. The universe is vast and there are many dangers, but humanity is built for adversity. We've faced countless wars on our own planet, and yet we continue. We've survived by working together when necessary, by adapting and learning from our mistakes. At that moment, a strange thought crossed Lyra's mind. Was this confidence, this audacity to defy the odds, a universal trait among humans? They were not merely explorers, not just survivors. They were relentless, determined in a way that other species in the galaxy had long since forgotten. Lyra decided to probe further. And what of the conflicts you have with other species? How will you handle the aggression of more powerful empires, like the Zorvani or the Ithorians? Captain Walker paused for a moment before responding, his eyes gleaming with an intensity that caught Lyra off guard. We'll fight. We're not afraid of conflict, and when we are, we'll adapt. But we won't be easy targets. If anyone thinks they can trample us, they'll learn quickly that humanity doesn't go down without a fight. Lyra's breath caught. There was something in Walker's voice, an undercurrent of defiance that sent a chill down her spine. It wasn't a threat per se, but rather a promise. Humanity had faced its struggles on its homeworld, and now, in the galaxy, it would be no different. They would fight. They would survive. She looked at her officers, who exchanged wary glances. They had underestimated the humans, thinking them weak and vulnerable. Yet the encounter with Captain Walker had shown them something profound. Humanity was unpredictable, unyielding, and far more capable than they had given credit for. We will keep watching, Captain Walker, Lyra said at last, her tone more measured. And perhaps we will learn from you. Walker nodded. I hope you do. It's not just about survival. It's about what we do with the time we have. We don't just exist. We live. The communication ended, and Lyra leaned back in her chair, deep in thought. She had encountered countless species over the years, each one unique in its own way. But none had ever left her feeling quite like this, challenged, inspired, and slightly afraid. Humanity was different, and that difference might be enough to change the course of the galaxy itself. As the Zunara ship moved away from Earth, Lyra couldn't shake the feeling that their encounter with humanity was only the beginning. They had underestimated the humans before, but they wouldn't make that mistake again. You said